Listen, guys, getting IG right can be a game changer for your social life and maybe even your career. Everyone has it, and it's more than just a social platform now. Your Instagram account is your new Tinder profile, resume, and so much more. So let me tell you how to up your IG game. So let's cut the BS and get into how you can polish your profile. Username and bio. First up, let's talk about usernames. Your username is basically your online alias, and most online friends will call you by it. So it needs to be short, memorable, and personal. If you have a unique name, then just that would work. But if you're named John, then you gotta get more creative. Nobody will remember a long and gibberish username like John underscore Adam 4324. Try out something like at IMKS. Or if you want something more quirky and nerdy, go for at Dr. DeMarco GQT. These are just examples of folks who did it right. And you might think they're wrong, but that just means you'll have to come up with a unique one. You can also incorporate your initials for a personal touch, like at King underscore AD. But avoid using your entire birth name and birth combo. That's a bit too much info. Then we have your bio, which is the first thing you can see when they click on your profile. Don't go with something like live, laugh, love. Everything happens for a reason, or a random rap quote. First, introduce yourself briefly. Let's say you're a musician named David, who makes awesome beats. Your bio could be dropping beats harder than your mixtape. Short, catchy, and tells everyone you make music. If you want to choose a quote, then go for one that's unique or personal to you. If you're religious, then a Bible verse is always good too. Just make it a good one. Profile picture. Now your profile picture needs to be good, but not too F-boyish. Get rid of the jawline pose. That's too corny now. A full fit picture would look good. And don't be afraid to show your face card if you're proud of it. If you don't want to show your face, that's cool too. Go for a black and white shot of something you like. For example, a vintage camera, your motorcycle, a pair of fresh kicks, anything that speaks to your interests. Lastly, an illustration from a vintage comic book or a cartoon character like Danny Phantom works too. Remember, show some personality. Maintaining your feed. Moving on to the main part, your feed. You need a consistent color palette and theme. When you pick a color scheme, let's say cool blues and whites for a beachy feel. All your picks start to complement each other. You could go for a black and white look, that's always classic. You could also do the whole dark academia with rich browns, leathers, and vintage vibes. Or you could go with modern gentleman routine with suits, watches, and that luxury vibe. It depends on you. You can decide what type of guy you get to be. Just make sure it matches your personality so it feels authentic. If you plan on becoming a content creator, then you need to follow the 70-30 rule. The bulk of your content will be related to your niche. So if you're a food blogger, then that means food reviews and restaurant recs. The bulk 70% is your niche, the stuff you're hyped about. Then the rest of the 30% is your personality. This is where you show a glimpse of your real life, such as a clip of you goofing off with your buds or anything that's not related to your niche. If you just want to be a regular guy, then you don't need to follow the 70-30 rule. Just focus on your particular aesthetic. What to post on your feed. If you're not too creative and can't decide what to post on your feed, here are some ideas. Photo dumps. This is the ultimate here's a glimpse into my life lately post. Throw in a bunch of casual random pics from different outings, hobbies, or just hanging out with friends. These can include random pictures of pets, a cool building you saw, or anything that made you want to take a picture. Fit pics. If you're serious about your personal style, then fit checks always go hard, especially if you get the angles and lighting right. Travel pics. If you travel a lot, then make a post dedicated to your favorite places with cool architecture or iconic landmarks. Hobbies. Pick a post from the latest movie you saw, a new book you're reading, or even a concert you went to. Share your passions and interests, and you'll find a bunch of girls sliding into your DMs. Reels. If you had a particularly fun and eventful day or trip, then make a montage reel with some good music. Or you could follow a trend and put your own spin on it. Make sure to keep it cohesive with your feed though. Workout progress. If you've been putting in your hours at the gym, then show off with a progress picture. Try not to show too much skin. That can give some people the ick. And if you want to post a shirtless picture, make sure the lighting is good. Or just wear a compression shirt. and trust that it always works. DIY projects. Listen, if you have a funny hobby like painting, graffiti, or customizing shirts, shoes, or skateboards, then post a time lapse of you working on it. I had a mechanic friend who posted a small reel of him working on a car, and it was a big hit. The point is to show off your hobby with a cool visual that matches your feed and attracts people to your account. Highlights. Now, let's talk about highlights. If you're not a regular poster and don't like the prominency of feed posts, then highlights are a great way to show a small glimpse of who you are. And if you do it right, people will follow you just to see what your life is like. Just like your feed, match your highlights to your overall feed aesthetic. Your cover photos should all be cohesive. If you want to go an extra step, you can make your own with Canva or just on Instagram and make label cover photos like hobbies or travel. Don't just dump everything in one place. Group stories into your clear categories and don't make more than 4 to 5 highlights. Keep your stories concise. People have short attention spans, so aim for bite-sized updates that keep them engaged. No one wants to sit through a 10-minute story. Use good lighting, interesting angles, and maybe even some editing to make your stories visually appealing. All these small things will add up. IG story. When it comes to posting your stories, you don't have to think too much, but you shouldn't post too much so that you're at the top of your stories looks like dots instead of dashes. Stories can include stuff like workout pictures or a picture of a cafe you're at, and it's the perfect way to soft launch your girl. A simple picture of her hand or just a romantic photo of you guys on a date. You don't need to show her face. It keeps you mysterious and respects her privacy. If you're a content creator, you should do Q&A sessions, polls, countdowns, and all that cliche stuff, but in a casual way. If you want suggestions on places to visit in a new place, put a Q&A and then reply to only some of the answers. You need to look busy and invested in your real life. Social media shouldn't be an open book. Keep the mystery, keep it chill, and remember that a digital footprint is a thing. Perks of a strong IG profile. Social media is about connecting with others, right? Well, if your profile is polished and prim, you'll attract everyone who likes you. And you could potentially start earning from this. Brands are always on the lookout for influencers. Guys with an aesthetic feed and engaged audience are always their targets. You put in the work to build a strong IG, and that hustle can pay off. The point of it all is to showcase who you are in a composed way. And there's no shame in putting effort into it, especially in our modern age. If you're intimidated by likes and comments, then turn them off. It'll give you an interesting edge and reduce your anxiety. So have fun and see you in the next video.